Hi, everyone, I'm Dan Abrams, and this is Court Cam.
Call the buzzer, call the...
Take him back! Take him out!
You die in prison as well. First up, Pike County Justice Court in Pike, Mississippi. Sidney Newsom, who's handcuffed and shackled, is in front of Southern District Judge Aubrey Rhymes. He's facing a domestic violence charge. After reviewing some paperwork and doing a little dance, he appears relatively calm. But when the transport officer taps on the table, Newsom seems to get agitated. Then his mother and brother enter the courtroom. He steps towards them briefly, but the officer motions him back in line again. Judge Rhymes then signals the family members to take seats. Newsom signs the paperwork, and the officer then hands the documents to Judge Rhymes. The defendant, however, doesn't seem ready to rest his case. An irate Newsom argues with the judge, who quickly motions his removal from court. But Newsom decides against exiting just yet. As the officer tries to direct him back toward the door, Newsom loses it. First, he grabs a stack of papers from the desk and throws them at the judge. As papers fly everywhere, two court clerks rush away from the commotion, while Newsom's mother reacts. The transport officer wrestles the defendant to the ground for a few moments, but he overpowers her. He then grabs a telephone and hurls it at the judge, toppling a computer monitor in the process. Judge Rhymes has seen enough and decides to take control. As Newsom throws more paper at him, Judge Rhymes single-handedly pins him on the desk. The defendant's brother then gets involved as well, though it's unclear whether he's trying to assist the judge. Eventually, 4 more transport officials stream into the court. One of them finally leads Newsom out of the room. 2 others tackle Newsom's brother and put him in handcuffs. Judge Rhymes returns to the case, and another straightens up the scattered paper. As the defendant's brother is removed from the court, Rhymes returns to business. The brother was not charged with any crime. Sidney Newsom received an additional charge of contempt of court and served 48 hours in jail. We're in the Marion County Superior Court in Indiana for the case of Tim Stark. Stark is the owner of Wildlife in Need, a nonprofit animal refuge, home to more than 200 exotic animals, including monkeys, kangaroos, and yes, tigers. Much like the title character in Tiger King, Tim Stark does not appear to have much of a filter, as seen in this news interview.
Reporters suck. I guess that's the simplest way to put that. It's nobody's business how I do things. Nobody's business.
Problem is, the U.S. Department of Agriculture made it business and issued Stark more than 100 citations, which he claims were unwarranted.
You want me to abide by regulations or laws? Then give me those regulations and laws and shut the up.
Stark has been accused of misappropriating funds from a non-profit and using it for personal expense, as well as for abusing animals. Reported incidents included Stark allegedly punching a sloth in the face and repeatedly kicking a tiger cub who had bitten him. The allegations were made by the Indiana Attorney General as part of an injunction to shut down the animal preserve. Cameras aren't allowed inside the courtroom, but following the hearing, a group of Stark's former employees and volunteers, some of whom reported the allegations against him, speak with the news media.
There's a lot of pacing, a lot of swearing, a lot of derogatory remarks against the ex-employees, ex-volunteers.
The group's t-shirts are emblazoned with the names of animals they claim died on Stark's watch. and as they continue the interview, their boss exits the courtroom behind them. Now, he could just walk on by without saying a word, but that doesn't really seem like Tim Stark's style.
You bunch of mother... Watch what happens when I get you on the stand. Let's see what happens. Let's see every one of you. You ready? Are you ready for that? And I'm gonna show that you're a lying little that you are. You wanted to go against me? Don't do that. I can talk how the I want. Okay. You know, courtroom now. I can talk to them however the hell I want. It's English language, mother.
Today, it's Stark being escorted out. But a month later, it would be his animals who were taken away. The judge ultimately ruled to dissolve Stark's wildlife increase. Stark, however, claims the fight is not over.
They could poke this bear so many times. The bear's tired of being poked. The bear's gonna stand up and fight back.
Why did you have all those drugs? Do you have a death wish?
We're in Mount Clemens, Michigan for a sentencing hearing. 24-year-old Nicholas Kasperzak has pleaded guilty to possession of a controlled substance, delivery of marijuana, and maintaining a drug house.
Nicholas, you're 24 years old. What's going on with your life?
I'm trying to get help for us.
What exactly is the problem that's causing you to go and get these drugs and use them?
When I got into that motorcycle accident, my ankle, the doctors prescribed it to me, and then it gets out of here.
So the doctors prescribed cocaine?
That is veteran Judge Mary Shanowski, a.k.a. Scary Mary.
What am I going to do with you? You going to become my problem child?
Kasperzak is facing a recommended sentence of 60 days in jail, but his lawyers request probation and substance abuse help instead.
What he really wants, Judge, is really good, potentially even inpatient treatment.
What do you want to do with your life?
I have a kid on the way, and I just want to get my life on straight now.
What kind of father are you going to be if you're going to be using drugs?
Not a good one.
It appears that Judge Shanowski is leaning away from issuing jail time.
I do want to help you. I need for you to tell me you really want to do it.
Prosecution, however, feels differently.
You think I can believe a Madam Prosecutor?
No, I'm concerned because 88 pills of ecstasy in his possession, 2.9 grams of cocaine, and 1.57 grams of marijuana. If those are all for personal use.
She's tough. A lot tougher than me, and I've got a bad reputation for being tough.
Clearly wrestling to make a decision, the judge asks a simple, point-blank question.
Are you going to run out and get drugs as soon as you're released?
No, Your Honor.
Because you know I'm going to find out. And then I'm going to be disappointed. And then I'm going to yell at you. And then I'm going to go home and think about you.
Kasperzak is looking at 60 days in jail, or perhaps a second chance.
Sense would be placed on probation for a period of 3 years.
Scary Mary grants Kasperzak his request for probation, but as a condition, he has to attend daily NA meetings for 3 months, and under...
I want to hear good things. All right. Don't disappoint me.
Next, we head to Claremore, Oklahoma, where County Judge Cassie McCoy appears slumped over in her car in a store parking lot. It's around 4 p.m. on Super Bowl Sunday. Officer Nathaniel Turman arrives on the scene and approaches Judge McCoy's vehicle. She seems to be having some window issues.
This one. You feeling okay? What are you on? Somebody called in and said that you drove through the ditch. Looked like you're about half asleep in the driver's seat when I come up here.
Well, that wasn't me, because I don't know where my winter cat.
You have ID? Okay. You been drinking or anything today? Okay. All right, why don't you come back to my car and talk to me back here?
Judge McCoy follows Turman to his vehicle, where he begins checking the judge's information through his computer.
You're on something. What have you taken today?
Today,
Are you a drinker?
No.
When's the last time you've been in trouble for alcohol?
I've never had that issue.
Never?
No.
Okay, so January or July of 2008, you didn't get in trouble for alcohol-related offense or anything?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So be honest then.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been drinking today?
Yes.
Okay. How much have you been drinking today?
I drank champagne.
How much have you had to drink today?
Full bottle of champagne.
A full bottle? Sit back.
Turman goes to speak with his partner.
You recognize
Who is she?
District Judge?
She's a drinker.
She's a judge.
Full bottle of champagne.
Don't let her position influence what needs to be done. If you need to administer tests, administer tests.
After a few minutes, Officer Turman returns to the car and gets right down to it.
You have a drinking problem? You do? You understand what kind of position this puts me in? I think you very well understand that because of what you do for a living. I had no clue who you were. My partner knows who you are.
What I want you to do is I want you to do the right thing.
The officers ask Judge McCoy to exit the car and complete a field sobriety test.
Without turning your head, I want you... Don't turn your head. Keep your head straight.
Sir.
The test actually causes her to stumble.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Officer Turman's seen enough.
No. You're under... Don't make this more difficult than it already is. You're under arrest for actual physical control of a motor vehicle while you're under the influence of alcohol.
Sir.
Just sit right here, okay? You're going to jail.
The judge is taken back to the station where she agrees to take a breathalyzer test. McCoy's blood alcohol level comes back at 0.35, which is 4 times the legal limit. Because officers didn't witness her actually driving, she's booked on a misdemeanor charge of being in control of a vehicle while intoxicated. The judge is later released on bond and issued a statement saying she's embarrassed by the incident and intends to get professional help. Judge McCoy is also temporarily relieved of her duties. Next, we go to Louisville, Kentucky, for a virtual hearing that quickly turns confrontational. The defendant is Curtis Burns. He's been charged with misdemeanor criminal mischief. The judge in the case is Julie Kalin. The prosecution's represented by Emily Weatherholt and Tracy Davis. The defense attorney is Shamika O'Neill, but she's not currently on the call, which has the defendant concerned.
Is my attorney?
I can't.
Your attorney's on the line. Yes.
There she is, although she's connected only by voice.
Your Honor.
At issue is a plea deal O'Neill wants her client to accept. It would require Burns to receive mental health treatment, which he has not agreed to. His attorney tries to clarify things, even though she's interrupting the judge, who doesn't want the defendant to accept a deal he doesn't understand.
She's saying that he and Miss O'Neill did. Please let me.
Your Honor, I just want to reiterate.
Miss O'Neill, please do not interrupt me. He is saying that they did not discuss that. So would you like some time to speak with your client, Miss O'Neill?
No, ma'am, I wouldn't. He's bipolar schizophrenic, ma'am. So he says a lot of things. He agreed to this deal. He has it in his hand. So the question becomes, Kurt, do you want to take it or not? You're dealing with somebody that's not operating at full capacity, ma'am.
What I'm saying is your client is saying he did not understand it that way. It's fine. It is fine that he has mental illness, but that doesn't mean that we can go through with a plea if he doesn't understand what he's agreeing to.
Finally, Burns decides to speak for himself.
I don't have no mental illness.
Judge Kalin looks frustrated, but apparently it's O'Neill who's had enough.
Your Honor, it's my motion at this time to withdraw from this case.
No, ma'am, that motion's denied.
Why?
Because
he won't accept the plea, and he's going contrary. He won't accept the, ma'am, I've been to the jail 5 times. He's flooding the toilets. He's causing disturbances. He's fighting. He's been beat up. He's calling me 12 times a day.
Disparaging your client to this court.
Okay, well, the bottom line is to take the deal. If he's not going to do that, then I'm withdrawing from this case. I've already been to the jail 5 times, Your Honor, to talk to him.
The withdrawal is denied.
Frustrated with the case and getting denied by the judge, O'Neill makes one final move.
I bet I don't appear again. Goodbye.
Yikes! The defense attorney just removed herself from the call and the case.
I bet I don't appear again. Goodbye.
Yes, Assistant County Attorney Emily Weatherholt removes her mask to show just how stunned she is.
Okay, I would like to make a contempt motion for Ms. O'Neill. I will enter an order compelling her appearance in front of this court tomorrow. Mr. Burns, there is no excuse for an attorney to behave that way. Wow, never in my life. Okay, I'll be writing an order if anyone needs me.
Judge Kalin did file the contempt order, and O'Neill was removed as Burns' attorney. Though she served no jail time, she was ordered to pay a fine of $500, which she later appealed.
Vincent Belezos.
We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Judge John Hurley is conducting bond hearings with inmates held in Broward County.
Mr. Belezos, hi, so you're charged with domestic violence, battery, and false imprisonment. And you're currently on parole right now. You have a violation of parole.
The inmate facing those charges is 49-year-old Vincent Belezos. According to his arrest report, an officer found Belezos choking his roommate in their apartment when responding to a domestic disturbance call. But when asked about the alleged assault, Belezos tries to play it down.
Yeah, my roommate was an alcoholic, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to cry. It was spilled milk.
Sir, are you currently employed, Mr. Belezos?
What do you think?
I wouldn't venture to guess, sir. You know, the reason you're on parole is you went to prison for family. Do you have any priors on this gentleman?
Yes, Your Honor. 2010, he was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon by a felon, resisting nonviolence, and loitering and prowling. Sentenced to the same, a little over 27 and a half months, but he was
everybody knows that carry a gun.
Classified as a habitual offender on that case.
Everybody knows that carry a gun.
And the self-proclaimed outlaw's rap sheet doesn't end there.
2007, possession of cocaine with a VOP. 98, felony battery, great bodily harm, 5-year state prison. 99, possession of cocaine, 16 and a half months. 93, grand theft auto with a VOP, 3.5 years.
It's a criminal record that speaks for itself, but apparently Belezos doesn't want to discuss it.
I mean, my background is totally messed up. Your Honor, you can tell the little parrot to be quiet.
After taking a jab at the state's attorney, Belezos then moves forward to drop some of his legal expertise, telling the judge there's no way he's eligible for bond.
No,
Judge, no disrespect. I got a VOP. They're not going to let me go.
That was about my next thing.
In this case, a VOP is violation of parole, and it seems Belezos has learned a thing or two about the law during his countless court appearances, because he's right. He won't be going home.
Count 3 violation of parole. You're going to be held without bond.
Though Belezos was initially held, the battery and false imprisonment charges were eventually dropped. That's it for this edition of Court Cam. I'm Dan Abrams. Thanks for watching.